make this set of earrings, and the reason I have two different earrings here is we're going to use 6mm and 12mm bugle beads. And if you don't have the 6mm, you can substitute 5 11-0 beads instead. So I just wanted to show you the two different patterns and what you can do. I wouldn't substitute the larger one because you need the larger one for the shape of the earring, but you can substitute on the top. So in addition to our 6mm and 12mm bugle beads, I'm going to use beading thread. I'm doing this for two reasons. One, I can get the color closer to the color of the beads, comes in more colors, and I wanted something a little more pliable. I tried this with Fireline, and the Fireline is very stiff. So if you really want to do the Fireline, you'd need something like a 6-pound, something that's a 4-pound even, something that's a bit more pliable. You can use, for beading thread, you use KO, NYMO. It's more pliable so that when you're getting these turns, these beads are turning and going into the bugle bead, it goes in nicer than it does if you're using Fireline. In addition to that, we're going to use 11-0 beads. I mentioned some 8-0s. I have a ring to start with. These are 8-0 round beads. I have a 6mm round crystal, and I have a teardrop crystal that's 12mm long. I'm using 2 number 12 beading needles. This is going to be a dual needle project, and 24 inches of the KO thread. Now to start, we're going to pick up our 2 needles. I've threaded them already, and I'm going to come down and find the center. So when I find that center, I'm going to make this little loop, and I'm going to make the loop go through. And then I want to take these 2 needles and put that through the loop. And they're going to come back. I want to make sure that they come back. I'm going to press my finger down here because I want to make sure that they're going to come back and make a loop at the bottom of this ring. Because if they don't, if the thread doesn't stay on the right side of the ring, it'll flip off and the ring will not be attached. All right, so we've attached our ring. I'm going to separate these 2 needles now. I'm just going to put these aside for the moment. And the first thing we want to do is we want to pick up one of our 8-0s. Preferably, I've noticed that they tend to be a little bit different in shape. Sometimes some are a little fatter than the others. So I want to pick up a nice fat one. And I'm going to go through, and these are round, the round beads. And now I'm going to pick up one side and then the other side. So the first side I want to do is going to be my 6mm with my 4 beads. And if you're not using the 6mm, pick up 5 of these 11-0 beads. So we'll pick up 6 and 4. I'm going to bring them down. Now the key to this is, and we're going to go back through the back of the bugle bead. The key to this is keeping these tight. So as you bring this down, make sure to use your thumb where this thread comes out and pull it tight. We're going to continue every step of the way to keep these tight. So you pick up the other 6 and you pick up 4 beads, because with the beading thread they will have a tendency to slip. And we're going to go through the other side. And we'll pull these down so your piece should look like this. Now see, that's starting to slip already, but we'll pull it tight when we put the next thing on. All right, the next thing that we're putting on is going to be our large bead with the 8 zeros on either side of it. And for this one, I want a normal size. I actually don't want one of the bigger, fatter of the, so that's about normal size. So we'll pick up an 8 zero, the 6 millimeter bead, and another 8 zero, and bring this down. And now we need to bring this one through in the other direction. So we're going to go through here in the other direction, and these threads are actually going to reverse. So this will be on the right side, and this will be on the left side, and pull again, and pull it snug. You don't want these threads showing, so that's why I keep pulling on it. All right, next step, we want to pick up our 12 millimeter. So we'll pick up our 12 millimeter, and this time we need 7 of these little 11 zeros. So we'll count out 7, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we're going to do the same thing that we did the other way. We're going to go through, and we're going to go through here. And this is why I was using the beading thread as opposed to the fire line, because when you get that thread through and then pull, there we go, and I want to use my thumb to make sure it's snug up against here. So when you get that thread through and pull, you don't want it, you want this thread to curve in nicely, and the fire line just didn't quite do it. All right, so we'll pick up the other 12 millimeter, and we're going to pick up another 7. So let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we'll come down, and we're going to do just what we did on the other side. So we're going to go down through here, get those beads out of the way, and I'm doing this flat so you can see where I'm going. I'd normally pick it up and hold on to it. And there we go. So that's our other side. Now we need to add our center bead. And again, I'm going to look for a nice fat one. I see one right there. So I'm going to pull that down. And I need to add now my teardrop. And I want a little bead here, littlest I can find. If you want to use a 15-0, go right ahead, but I didn't want to introduce a third size. So we're going to bring this up. We have to come back up and back through the large bead and pull that tight. Now the next place I want to go is I want to cross over. You see this is getting a little loose, so that's why I say you have to keep pulling these all tight. All right, so we're going to come through here, and I want to, there we go, cross over. They'll flop in the right direction once we get these all set. Okay, so I'm pulling, pulling, pulling. Now, this side has to do the same. So this side is going to go down through the bead and out the teardrop. And you're going to go through the 11-0 bead. And we just keep, there we go. If that happens, just pull. And then we're going to go back up the teardrop through the large bead and over to the right. But I'm not going to get all of those in one, so I'm going to do this in 2 steps. So let's pull this through. I must have gotten a knot. Oh no, the tail is just longer. All right, pull the tail. Now let's straighten this out. All right, so here we are. And I want to go up on this side. All right, now I can pull each one of these nice and snug. I want to see the least amount of thread coming out of these bugle beads. You will see a little, but you want to see the least amount coming out. I'm going to pull them snug. All right. Now the last set of beads we have to put on is going to be our blue ones. So I'm going to pick up a blue one, and we're going to go through the bugle bead and through the bead up at the top. And the other side, we're going to do the same. We're going to go through the bugle bead on the other side and through the bead up at the top. All right, now I'm going to start to knot these off. So I'm going to push those beads aside. I want to go through this one more time. I want to reinforce my top. So before I do the knots, I want to go through the bead again, through the jump ring and through the bead. So I should be exiting down the bottom of the bead. And I want to go through the jump ring. So I'm going to go through the jump ring and through the bead again. So now I've got extra support at the jump ring. And one needle fell out. I'll have to put that back. All right, so to finish this off, what we're going to do is I'm going to do 2 knots. The first one, I'm just going to go through. This is just a plain old, get the tail out of the way a little bit, plain old knot. So I go through, there we go. Let's start again. So we're going to go just down, all right, just do a plain knot. So we're just going to go like this. My thread has a mind of its own today. There. Just a plain knot. Now the second time I want to do more, I want to do the surgeon's knot. So second time I'm going to go around and I'm going to go through I'm going to go through down the bottom, and I'm going to come through one more time. And now I can pull this down. Pull this down a little. There. And make that tight. So to finish this off, I'm going to take the side that's got the needle on it, and we're going to go through the bugle beads. So we'll go through this side. There we go. And we'll go through the color bead. And then we'll go through the bugle bead. All right. Now, it's secure enough. You can clip this. If you want to make another little knot down here and bring it down, you can do that as well if you feel more comfortable doing another knot. I just threaded my other needle so I can bring this down from the other side, go through the bugle bead and through the color bead and back through the bugle bead. And as I say, at this point, if you want to do another little quick knot, just make sure it goes down above that bead where you came out. And then you can bring it down to the bottom. Okay, and we're just going to clip these threads off. I hope you enjoyed our video today. Please like and subscribe.